Beautiful, and since I'm very grateful that she's there and that she loves you and you love her, you're blessed. He's blessed.
She's a good woman.
Um,
She wants some insights about my personality though from my mom. What can you tell her?
I don't know, you were always a good student.
Not a good student. What kind of boyfriend would I be?
I have no idea. I never saw you in that perspective. Optimistic, always hopeful, always looks on the bright side, always sure things will work out, but tries to plan your life too far ahead, always did.
Really? I do
Yeah.
that, don't I?
You do that.
What should I be doing? Living in the moment?
I think so. Just enjoy each day. God only gives us so many days. Can't do anything about tomorrow, and you might as well forget the past because you can't do anything about that either. Just try not to make the mistakes in the future. Learn from your past.
That's right. There's a line from The Natural by Bernard Malamud that I've always remembered. We live two lives, the one we learn with and the one we live with afterwards. Always liked that idea.
I do too. I remember Randall when he was laying in the hospital bed and his mind was bad sometimes, but he said, it's too bad God doesn't give us two lives. The first one you learn how to live, and the second one you really live.
He said that?
Uh-huh.
He didn't even read Malamud.
No, he didn't. He didn't read that much except Gray and Gray when he was a kid.
Fox hunting magazines.
But he used to be an avid reader. He was very smart when he went through high school. You know, he was accepted for West Point, and he didn't go.
Really? Why didn't he go?
I seen the letter. He'd come home from Vietnam. He didn't want to.
Wanted to start farming.
Yep. They were going to pay him to be an officer. So you learn as you go through life. You just try to be happy. That's the main thing. Be healthy. Be healthy and be happy. Enjoy each day. Enjoy your kids. Enjoy nature.
I do.
Remember when you told me I looked like a football player when I was so heavy? Once you said,
Did I?
yeah, in Elk Grove. I was washing dishes. He gave me a hug. He said, Mom, you remind me because I'm big. I never thought I felt good when I was big.
Did you?
But actually, Imogene's right. You feel better now. She said, you must feel so much lighter. I don't feel any lighter. But there is advantage. I can't imagine what my leg would be like with all that weight on it.
Be hard, huh?
Well, it don't hurt. I'm lucky. I'm very blessed today. It's fine. Yesterday it was okay. I didn't take any Vicodin. Got my patch, though.
Patch helps. Maybe I'm a influence.
You're an inspiration, son. You really are. You make me happy.
Really?
Yes, you've always made me happy. Marissa's always been jealous. When she had Zach, she says, now I have my precious little son. I thought, what? Because she always thought you were the precious little son. Wasn't. You were the firstborn, of course. You had nobody but you for 4 years.
Well, father-daughter's special relationship, or mother-son special relationship, too.
That's right. I think we have a special relationship.
We do.
I'm sorry for all the times I was mean to you, though, when you were young. I don't think I was ever really mean.
Tried to chase me with a broom once.
I just wanted to scare you. I pulled a Larry.
No, I was mouthing off, and you were sweeping, and then you started whacking that broom at me. I was blocking it with a bench.
I asked you to carry out the garbage, and you got mad, and you said, I'm busy. You were up in your room. I remember. I thought, I'll just get that broom. I'll scare David. Mom's gone crazy because I never acted like that, so that was strange. Marissa come running. I remember that. I just was acting. I didn't hit you with the broom.
No, it was kind of play acting.
You carried out the garbage. You were like that. You wanted to do it in your own time. You were busy. You didn't want to do it right now. And parents are bad because they shouldn't interrupt kids when they're doing something. Give them 5 minutes.
Did I ever ask you to marry me or anything when I was like 5?
4, you were totally in love with me, which is normal. You're the most beautiful mother in the world, and when I grow up, I'm going to marry you. That was so sweet. I love you too, son. But no, you won't marry me. I'm married to Dad. But it's wonderful when your hair is a mess and you look awful. Your little kid thinks you're the most beautiful person in the world. I'll never forget that. Looked in the mirror and my hair was a mess. I think, and I smiled. It's great that David thinks I'm beautiful.
You are.
When you were 4 and we lived in the city and you'd go outside to play and I'd have the little Puerto Ricans watch after you and you'd crash your bicycle into the tree because it was 30 years old and had no brakes.
Mm-hmm.
You were going out the door, and I've told you this before, and you turn around and you come back and you threw your arms around me and kissed me real hard and said, Mom, going outside to play is like going to Vietnam because there's many little kids out there. And all I did was read letters and worry and pray about Randall, who was in Vietnam. You didn't know anything about Vietnam, but you knew it was war.
I actually remember that.
Going out to play is like going to Vietnam.
Yeah, I can remember saying that. I remember that scene. The door was here, and you looked into the room.
I thought it was so cute. I called Linda right away and told her. She said, boy, he can come up with some of the most astute things for a little guy. Jay doesn't never talk like that. I don't know. That was a little 5-year-old who used to beat you up pretty religiously.
Really?
Yeah. He's a tough little street kid. Had 3 older brothers. Parents were alcoholics.
Miguel. Hector and Miguel, that was their names.
Those were cute little boys next door. They were good. The little Puerto Ricans, Hector and Miguel. Miguel was 10. He would watch you.
He was 10?
He was 4.
Remember
Hector was 4.
We were throwing darts in the basement, and Hector got in between the dart and the dartboard, and a dart stuck right in the center of his forehead.
He was 4. He was little.
And Miguel said, don't tell Mama, don't tell Mama.
Did you take it out?
Yeah, no, bead of blood came out right where the dart was stuck.
Oh, my gosh.
Must have stuck in the bone of his skull or something. Could have blinded him. I showed her a couple.
There's no telling what I might have said. I'm not
You
thinking.
didn't say anything bad except the poop story in the fort.
We were only 5. What do we know? That was Donnell's idea. It wasn't even my idea. I wouldn't even thought of such a thing.
I know. She liked that. And Shorty and all that.
We both got a spanking over that because we boxed our bottoms off with leaves.
Well, I know a story I wanted to hear you tell me again of when you were living in Memphis and you'd catch that horse to rest so you wouldn't have to walk. How'd that work?
Yeah, that worked out fine.
Well, what's the story? Tell me again, like.
Well, I used to go horseback riding, and it was 2 or 3 miles away, and I found out you could cut through the airport, which was under construction, and didn't have to walk far, and there was about 200 horses in there, and I'd pick an old one, and I carried me a little rope, and I'd pet some of them were kind of wild. I thought, shoot, this is a lot of work, and I'd put the string in its mouth, tie the curb strap, and use it was a rope as a reins and just in the mouth, and then I'd get on bareback on a stump or something and ride almost to the barn. Across
This was in Memphis?
Yeah, and I took Aunt Opal when she come to visit me.
And you both rode horses that way?
No, well, I don't remember we took a cab there. I did that. She wouldn't do that.
Well, whose horses were they?
They were people boarding them. Big farm right by Elvis Presley's Graceland. Could see his horses over in his field.
And where you were living with somebody in an apartment, or? Where were you living at the time?
In a garage. There was the house and then a converted garage, and we rented that, and I'd cut across the airport or walk around. There was a bar you had to pass with loud music and men leering at you. And I walked to work.
And you were what, 17, 18?
No, that was in 61 when I was there. I was 20.
Oh, and you had housemates?
I had Ramona from the work who went with, helped me, went with vacation relief. We were there 9 months, worked at the airport. But that was fun when I think about some of the stupid things we did. I did. Because she had a boyfriend. She was gone all the time.
How long did you live in Memphis?
9 months.
And then you went to Chicago?
Went back, had to go back to the office, yeah.
Well, where'd you go at 17 when you left Arkansas?
Humboldt Institute, Minneapolis School. The airline school.
Oh, at 17?
And then I turned 18 in October. I went in September.
You didn't want to be a stewardess?
Yeah, I did, but I never was a stewardess.
They just pick you when you come through the door and you go, you to the left, you're a stewardess, you to the right, you're a road agent?
I went in the airline industry, and I had ticketing and reservations and a whole bunch of stuff, geography.